Philly Film Games. It's over.
Welcome back to Darksiders with Eponia, also known as Philly Film Games. We're in the, what kind of crag did you call it?
The Weeping Crag.
Hi!
How's it going?
Greetings, horseman, and welcome.
Do you find my horns sexy? I've been really waxing them lately. I feel it'll get the ladies, don't you think? Oh, the wings don't ask. Crazy problem with Dante. It was kind of weird.
Nah.
That's a big thing in Dante's Inferno. You get to certain demons where you actually just cut off their wings, and that way they can't fly and attack you now.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of looks like one of them that attacks you.
Mm. Because in the first Darksiders, you do fight angels too.
No.
At some points, and you actually like there's finishing moves in the games.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you nail them down, then you just put your foot on their back and just rip their wings out.
Nice.
Just kill them.
I carry things others would. Round bone.
Do you
corn.
like? Yes. Do you like? How do you like anal beads and dual-headed dildos?
It's my specialty.
I call this the magic bullet.
It's like he sells basically gambling. It's like you find his coins, and then you can get random items of certain levels.
Another time.
Demon, how about I make you a deal? I trade you, you trade me one of your most damnable demonic weapons, and I'll give you a toothbrush. Because it looks like you haven't really taken your whole hygiene to the best of its abilities.
A little lacking there, aren't you?
But I'm dead. I don't worry about plaque, you son of a bitch. I tried.
Yeah.
I tried.
There. The whole
thought-
toothbrush was like the best offer.
Hell, I was even gonna give you some extra fluoride, too. Where do you think this shit comes off of, the horses, anyway? It's all fluoride.
Treasure chest. Just a little one, but
The treasure chests in this game look a lot like... Oh, hi, Vector Man!
again.
For the sake of Genesis! The treasure chests in this game remind me of, the treasure chests from, and I know it's a newer game, Sonic Boom. I don't know if you've heard anything about how bad Sonic Boom is.
I've heard of it, but
It's bad.
it's bad.
It's just, the game's totally broken.
Mhm.
But yeah, the treasure chests look a lot like that.
Better scythes now.
Hooray. Whoa. Oh, that's your axe.
Yeah, they don't look a whole lot different, but damage-wise, they're better.
Hey, Vector Man, can I ask you a question? I bet you haven't heard that before. I'm funny.
Well, you tried at least.
I'm trying to be funny, yes.
I'll just ride my glowing horsey.
I'm gonna go through Minda's Gate here.
Twilight Realm.
Yep. Looking for that. Where you at, girl? I miss you. Thump.
It says there's a treasure chest.
I got hit and run by death. Except when I say horse, I mean my junk. It is quite the stallion. How dare you take my loot? Ow! I've got a massive paper cut now, you son of a bitch!
He did drop a talisman, though. Which is nice.
Hmm?
The treasure chest dropped an actual amulet thing.
Oh, wow.
Which I don't get any bonuses for, but who cares?
You just want stuff.
Yeah, it's for arcane, which you can actually build Death kind of into a spellcaster,
Okay.
where he can like summon zombies and stuff like that.
Huh.
I tried using that and they didn't seem to work out very well. That's one of those things that probably pays off way late in the game when you
Yeah.
can build them up, but at first they suck something awful.
Huh. More Vector Man. I told you, your place is the Genesis, not the PS3. Die!
Your time has passed.
Go away.
let's see. Somewhere-
Yeah, I think he only had two. Vector Man only had 2 games, and they were both for the Genesis. I mean, they bring him back for when they do the Sega collections and whatnot.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, Vector Man pretty much got left back in the 90s.
Darn.
Yeah, that's one of those things. Like, when it comes to, like, remakes and reboots and things like that, you almost think that, something like Vector Man would come back. But nope. I guess they decided to leave him back in the 90s where he belongs. Kind of like with, Toe Jam and Earl, Real Monsters,
Oh, yeah.
shit like that. I mean, it wouldn't do it for, what was the game that they just brought back not too long? Some shit just to stay in the 90s and just never resurface.
Just stay back there.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, like Beavis and Butthead. That, like, look, I love the original series. That shit was funny. But when they brought it back, it was like 2 or 3 years ago, it didn't work. Because, oh, did you see it?
I haven't seen much, but I've heard of it. Like the newer one, basically nobody liked it.
Well, here's where I think it had some good points. Like, they were still as dumb as they always were.
Of course.
But part of what I think made it fail was the fact that MTV no longer plays music videos, so they didn't have like access to this large library anymore, and they're working on a limited budget, so you'd have to pay for the rights to get all that music now.
Mm-hmm.
So what little music that like the music videos or anything that they watch, I think they only had like 1 music video, and then everything else was like Pregnant and 16 or something like that.
Oh, mm-hmm.
And like whatever MTV fucking does. And so here's where I think it really failed in that aspect. Butthead actually sounded intelligent. Like, you could tell Mike Judge had been working on King of the Hill for too long, because a lot of the stuff that was... Because King of the Hill was actually intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
And so now Butthead especially sounds actually smart and sort of level-headed.
Oh.
Which, you know, back in '93 when Beavis and Butthead was at its height, you're like, what?
No,
that doesn't seem to translate. So I think that was the big thing that killed it was the old segment where they used to do the TV part where they watch TV,
mm-hmm.
and it used to be where they were just like, like, still one of my favorite lines to this very day when that part was when they were watching Journey's Separate Ways, and Butthead turns to Beavis. He's talking about Steve Perry. He's like, this dude should go to the doctor and say, I suck. Because Steve Perry is like, he was a big dick. That's why, like, the band wanted him out. That's why they have that, I think it's a gentleman from Thailand now doing his, as their lead singer, because he sounds exactly like him as Perry, but isn't, it's not Perry.
Yeah.
So, like, that shit was hilarious. Now it's just, like, it's just running social commentary, and it's not even, it wasn't even like, wow, Butthead has become wise beyond his years.
There's a reason that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, and it's like, this doesn't seem to work anymore. So yeah, that's where I think it fell apart, was the TV section in the middle. Like their premises was the rest of the episode was funny. Like they found out that vampires and werewolves were popular, so that gets chicks now because the hell is that series called? I don't even remember it anymore. Thank God. Twilight series. So they found the episode that I remember clear as day is they found this homeless guy living by a dumpster that they thought was like a werewolf. So they were hoping they were like, dude, are you a werewolf? And he's always like, yeah, tinfoil, Houston 76, some stupid shit. You know, he's a guy who had clearly mental issues, kind of like whatever's going on here. And they're like, dude, if you bite us, we'll give you like $5. And he's like, $5, all right, yeah. So first thing he does is grabs Beavis's leg and just bites him in the leg, and you know Beavis is screaming bloody murder. Like that shit was funny, and like they both got bit, and they got like they went back to their house and just sat there on the couch and was waiting for like, all right, dude, time for the transformation. And like they sat there on their couch for like a day, and then all of a sudden like they got sick. And, like, all this shit was, like, building up on their face and that until eventually they get to school, and I think the school nurse sent them to the hospital. And they had, like, some sort of crazy illness, and they're like, hey, Beavis, did you hear it? We're werewolves. like, that part was still fun. Yeah, like, they were all excited that they still did it. Like, that shit was funny. But the video sections in the middle just did not work. I mean, it still had the funny premises. But yeah, that just did not work to their advantage. Because, like, the original episodes, oh my god, those were some of the greatest. Well, the Liquid Television episodes were on another level. Even though they were the shittiest animated things you've ever seen. But, like, the I think one of my favorite episodes from the original series was the episode where they got lice. And did you ever see the episode where they got lice?
I don't think so. That doesn't sound familiar.
Well, they get lice. Well, Beavis gets lice. Naturally, because Beavis gets everything.
Yeah.
And then Butthead just attracts it. So Beavis gets lice first, and then Butthead realizes that his head starts itching too. So the gym teacher sends him to the nurse's office, and then they say, well, you can't be in school until you get the lice cleared up. And then they gave him the anti-lice shampoo and the a comb.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, what do you got to do? Well, first they explained to him what the fuck it was. So, you know, you got these bugs living in your head. And they're like, oh, cool. And they're like, no, you got to get rid of this shit if you want to come back to school. So they're like, oh, all right, fine. So they do the thing. Well, they go home and they're like, all right, what are we supposed to do again? Get rid of the bugs in our hair? Okay. How do we get rid of bugs? Bug zappers do the trick. Yeah, they do. Doesn't like Mr. Anderson have one? Yeah, in his backyard. Let's go use that. So they go back to his backyard behind he has a bug zapper behind his shed.
Uh-huh.
and oh god, they grab it and they pull the protective wire off of it, and Butthead gives it to Beavis, and it's like, all right, now stick your head on the zapper. And Beavis is like, all right. So he does it, and I mean, shock. Yeah, you just hear this. You just see the screen flashing blue, and Butthead's just standing there laughing at this, and Beavis is screaming like bloody murder again.
Of course. You know, it's like Beavis' job in this show.
Yeah, he is the physical punishment. And if flipping, he pulls it back off, and now Beavis is all singed, and Butthead's like, "Does your head itch anymore?" And Butthead's like, or Beavis is like, "No, no, it doesn't. No, but my balls itch."
Of course.
He's like, "Well, you know what to do, dude." It's like, "Oh wait, oh yeah." And he's like, "Okay." He drops his pants. Actually, it happens again. So apparently he stuck his.
He just drops it on there.
oh my god, like that's so dumb. It's brilliant, but the in the video sections with that were actually really good. But well,
Oops.
that's a problem.
Whoosh. Oh, here it is. Like, how do I get over there?
So yeah, like the old stuff was good. The new stuff, yeah, the video section, which was like the one thing I didn't like when I was growing up, I realized later was actually really funny.
It was one of those just didn't understand it right away.
Yeah, like I'm like I don't care about the music videos. I want them to fucking do stupid shit. And now that I've seen,
Oops.
you fall to your death.
Yep.
Or fall to your me.
Yep.
Or
Fall to
fall to your
myself.
you. It's yeah, Beavis and Butthead. They used to be great, but yeah, they just that whole change just didn't translate. It's almost I almost hate to say that it's almost too intelligent for MTV viewers, because that was like the first time I had watched MTV when they were on. It's like the first time I watched MTV in over a decade. In fact, probably longer than that. Probably like, when did that come out? Like 3 years ago? So yeah, like over a dozen years.
Very nice.
And like the always got it.
Boom.
Boom shakalaka.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's a different game.
Yep.
That's NBA Jam,
Not Darksiders.
yeah. Well,
I mean,
football, anything football.
lava. Oh no.
Welcome to Hot Topic.
Look, and there's a guy behind the counter.
Yep.
Oh shit, you're gonna throw crap at me, aren't you?
Next time on Philly Film Games, throwing crap behind the counter.
Throwing it everywhere.
Yep.
All over.